Hello guys and welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. Once again I'm Greg and this is the starting 11 show. Of course it's a cup game, Man United, awful first draw for us. What could have maybe been a nice boost in a tumultuous period will instead probably be the nail in Frank Lampard's coffin. It also adds complexity to the selection. You know, you've got it's a cup game, so you tend to blood some younger players or some rotational players, but Lampard's, as is fair, will probably be wanting to field his strongest team in a bid to save his job. So a few things to consider here. Of course, we got really bad news. Patterson out for 6 weeks with a medial ligament injury. When it rains, it pours. Gordon is coming to the end of his illness. Calvert-Lewin was taken off in the last game because of fatigue. Clearly, keeps going through this cycle of just being rushed back and not being fit enough. That is a symptom of that. Mina is back to full health, surprise, surprise. So we may see him for a cameo, probably then to go off again injured. And Onana is back from suspension. So that's the new fresh team news. I suppose, as well as what we've already touched upon with squad strength, we've got to debate formation shape. Do we go back to a back five with Gordon and Calvert-Lewin maybe both struggling for fitness? It seems to make sense. Patterson out makes it more difficult though, but does that give whoever's on the right in covering for him a little bit more cover? Perhaps it does. I think we might go back to a back five here. I guess to make a point for having a stronger team out and back Lampard in that respect, we don't have a fixture now until the 14th where we have Southampton. So it feels like, you know, the players should be able to handle another game here, especially coming off the back of the World Cup break. So Pickford in goal, of course. Back five, no Patterson. Question is, does Godfrey go out there and Mina joins the back three? Do we stick to a back four and it's Godfrey anyway? I reckon with Lampard it's probably going to be Coleman. He will see that, and this is me making speculative guesses about someone's psychology. And again, predicting the team I think they'll go with, not my own team. I think probably he will see Coleman, Captain Coleman, as a way of galvanising the team. That feels like the kind of cycle of privation we're stuck in at the moment. Wheeling him out as some sort of show of strength and solidarity, and then having a go at him when he doesn't perform. That seems like the horrible world Coleman is stuck in. So I think we'll probably see Coleman at right wing back, or out on the right of a back five. Of course, the usual suspects will be Tarkowski, Cody and Godfrey. And then Mikalenko out on the left. I think that's pretty much maybe the strongest we can do with what we have, other than maybe sticking Godfrey out on the right and bringing Mina in. But if he's only just scraping back from an illness, he might not be used fully. Not sure. Of course, the midfield will stay itself. What was looking like a really solid foundation of a midfield is now looking far more concerning. Obviously, Tom came in and did not look fantastic, so I think Onana just brings his spot back, takes his spot back straight away. I can't see why Garner Gay or Iwobi would be dropped, because there's no one really pushing for their spot. I think this would have been a great period for Garner to come in and cement himself. James Garner, that is, not Idrissa Garner Gay. But of course he's injured as well, so we are really stuck for options. Decore seems to be being touted for a move, so I'm not sure this is the kind of game unless it's a shop window sort of thing. With that midfield, then you of course have Gray, and I don't think Calvert-Lewin will be used. I think if there's any semblance of rotation, it will be letting Calvert-Lewin recover from a bit of fatigue. So I could see Maupay starting up front. I know. I don't love this team. It's hard to get a team when you're in such bad form. It's hard to put together a team and feel excited about it. Maybe it's Sims time. Maybe it's Sims o'clock. That would be it. But it's a baptism of fire for him, isn't it? It's to bring him back from the Championship and then throw him into games like this. Use him, use him sparingly, and when we do use him, for it to be the ability to save Frank Lampard's managerial career. You know, it feels like a big cross for him to have to bear. So I think we'd probably start with Maupay and then see maybe Sims come on during the second half. So that's my speculative team. Always hard with a cup game, always hard when a manager is stood in front of the firing squad. So Pickford, Coleman, Tarkowski, Cody, Godfrey, Mikalenko, usual suspects in midfield, Gay, Anana and Iwobi, and Gray and Mopai making up some sort of ramshackle attack. You take from that what you will. What would you guys go with? Stick to a back four? Would you just throw a load of kids out there and say they can't do any worse than what we're doing at the moment? Let's see what kind of young blood we have. Would you use it as an experiment to try any other players who are on the fringe of the team? Let me know. Hopefully, hopefully we can get a result. And who knows, next week when I'm doing the Southampton starting lineup, whose team I will be selecting. Cheers, guys, and hopefully you have a good week despite the result.